the formidable robot.
Some say these tapes contain the soul of early Korn, others claim they are just an elaborate hoax. The alleged existence of unreleased Korn mixtapes, supposedly compiled and distributed amongst a small circle of friends and industry contacts in 1996, represents a peculiar footnote in the band's history, one shrouded in rumor and lacking concrete evidence. It's a story that frankly strains credulity, yet continues to circulate in online forums and dimly lit corners of the internet. The narrative typically goes something like this: fresh off the heels of their self-titled debut and riding the burgeoning wave of nu metal, Korn, ever the experimenters, began creating personalized mixtapes. These weren't intended for commercial release, but rather served as a means of sharing musical influences, showcasing early demos, and generally messing around. The story alleges that these mixtapes were created on first edition Sony Walkman cassette players, likely due to their accessibility and portability at the time. San Francisco, California is often cited as the central hub for their distribution. This makes a certain amount of sense, given the band's touring schedule and the city's vibrant music scene in the mid-90s. The tapes, it's claimed, were handed out at shows, after parties, and perhaps even left anonymously in record stores. What supposedly resided on these tapes? This is where the accounts become incredibly vague and often contradictory. Some claim they feature early versions of songs that would later appear on Life is Peachy, offering a glimpse into the band's creative process during that period. Others suggest they include covers of songs by artists ranging from Helmet to Faith No More, providing insight into Korn's diverse musical influences. The most outlandish claims involve entirely original unreleased tracks, supposedly more experimental and raw than anything that made it onto their official albums. Many of these original tracks are reported to sound like demos, or just completely unmixed ideas that never got fully formed. Adding fuel to the fire are scattered reports of snippets of these supposed tracks making their way into the hands of hardcore Korn fans, only to disappear as quickly as they surfaced. It's the kind of story that breeds obsessive searches, fruitless eBay bids, and countless hours spent scouring online archives. The most intriguing detail, and perhaps the most unbelievable, concerns the alleged content of some of these mixtapes. Beyond demos and covers, some claim the tapes contained audio experiments bordering on the bizarre. Whispers abound of field recordings made in unsettling locations, manipulated soundscapes, and even what some describe as ritualistic chanting. It's these details that elevate the story from a simple tale of unreleased music to something far more strange. From a skeptical standpoint, the lack of verifiable evidence is glaring. Despite years of searching, no complete authentic mixtape has ever surfaced. No high-quality rips, no credible provenance, just fragmented memories and unsubstantiated claims. The music industry of 1996 was already heavily invested in documentation and rights management, and even independently made mixtapes would have left a trail, if only in the memory of those involved. The Korn camp has remained tight-lipped about the existence of these mixtapes, neither confirming nor denying their existence. This silence, of course, only serves to further fuel the speculation. It's possible that the band simply doesn't remember these alleged tapes, or perhaps they consider them irrelevant to their official discography. It's also possible that they are aware of the myth and find it amusing to let it persist. Several factors contribute to my skepticism regarding the authenticity of this lost media. The medium itself. The Sony Walkman, while ubiquitous, wasn't exactly a professional recording studio. The idea of Korn, a band rapidly gaining notoriety, using such a rudimentary setup for anything beyond casual listening seems unlikely. While mixtapes were common, the idea of using them as a serious medium for distributing demos or experimental music stretches the limits of believability. Most bands at this point were moving towards CDs as the new medium for their music. The lost aspect. The internet has a remarkable capacity for unearthing obscure and forgotten media. The fact that not a single verifiable tape has surfaced, despite the dedication of countless fans, is a significant red flag. While it's possible that the tapes are locked away in a private collection or were simply lost to time, the absence of any concrete evidence after so many years suggests they never existed in the first place. The evolving narrative. The details surrounding the mixtapes seem to change with each retelling. The content becomes more outlandish, the circumstances of their creation more exaggerated. This is a common characteristic of urban legends, where the story evolves and adapts to become more compelling with each iteration. It's hard to imagine any band member forgetting the creation of these tapes, especially if they're as weird as people claim they are. The lack of first-hand accounts. While there are plenty of people who claim to know someone who owned one of these tapes, actual first-hand accounts are rare and often contradictory. Many of these stories feel like fabrications, designed to gain attention or perpetuate the myth. We have no reason to doubt the veracity of Korn or their band members. The weird factor. The claim that some of the tapes contained ritualistic chanting and other unsettling audio experiments is particularly dubious. While Korn has certainly explored dark and introspective themes in their music, the idea that they would delve into such overtly bizarre territory, especially on an official mixtapes, seems highly improbable. It feels like an attempt to add an extra layer of mystique and intrigue to an already questionable story. While the possibility remains that these Korn mixtapes exist, the weight of evidence leans heavily towards them being a figment of collective imagination. They represent a fascinating case study in how rumors and speculation can coalesce into a compelling narrative, even in the absence of concrete proof. In conclusion, while the story of the unreleased Korn mixtapes is undoubtedly intriguing, it lacks the necessary evidence to be considered anything more than an unconfirmed rumor. The ever-shifting details, the absence of verifiable tapes, and the increasingly outlandish claims all point towards a fabrication, albeit one that has captured the imagination of many.